Okay, so we have this question, right? They've given us a function for a periodic graph, or periodic function, and they want us to determine the constant a and bx, or the variables a and bx, right? So how do we do this? So let's use this, they've given us f of x is equals to a plus 5 cos bx for that range, 120 degrees, right? So, and the period, so now we know that we know that the maximum value f of x is 7, and the period is 60 degrees. Okay, great. So we know that the period is 60 degrees. So we also know that cos of x, the period of cos of x is 360, right? And the period of cos from our previous transformation is equals to 360 divided by this value b. And they've told us that this is 60, therefore we know that, therefore we can say b is equals to 360 divided by 60, which should give us 6, right? So that's b. And then we know that the maximum value for the maximum value is 7, right? From there, we can say that we also know that the amplitude of cos of x is equals to 1, right? Cos of 5x is equals to 5, right? So we can say that for a maximum value of that, we're going to say 7 is equals to a plus 5. Therefore, a is equals to 7 minus 5, which is equals to 2, right? So now we have f of x is equals to 2 plus 5 cos bx, right? Cos 6x, right? And now they want us to find the okay. So we are going to draw the graph. So it's going to look like this. I'm going to draw it like this. Okay. This is going to be 30, 60, 90, 180. Okay. It's going to be 30, 60, 90, 120. Sorry. And then this is going to be 0. And our function is 2 plus 5 cos 6x f of x, right? Okay, so we're going to start off at 0. Where are we going to start? 0 degrees, okay? And then it's going to be 2 plus 5 cos of 0, right? And then we know that cos of 0 is going to be 2 plus 5 times 1, which is going to be 7, right? So we're going to start off, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see if I have more space, I'll just make it over there. All right, so this is 7. So we start off at this point over here. Then we're going to go to 30 degrees, right? It's going to be 2 plus 5. And then times, what's 30 times cos of pi is 180, pi over, how many times is 30 going to 180? 6 times 6, right? And then that's going to give us 2 plus 5 cos of pi. Now, we mustn't forget what cos of pi is. cos of pi, or remember cos of pi is 180, and from our cos graph it goes something like that, right? So that's going to be minus 1. So it's going to be equals to 2 plus 5 times minus 1, and that's going to be minus 5 plus 2, that's going to be minus 3, right? Great. So then at 30 degrees, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to be somewhere here, right? That's minus 3, okay? Then we are now almost done. 60 degrees. Remember, that's going to be 2 plus 5 times cos of pi over 3, because 60 goes into 183 times, times 6. That's going to give us 2 plus 5 cos 2 pi. 2 pi, which is 360, cos of 360 is equals to 1. So it's going to be 2 plus 5 times 1, or I should just say, if I could just get that, yeah, 5 times 1, that's going to be 7, right? So we know that 60 is also going to be at that 7 point, which is going to be here. Okay, oof. Why did I write that there? Let me see if I can take that somewhere else. Put that there. Okay, cool. Then we are at 90. 90 is going to be 2 plus 5 times cos of pi over 2 times 6. It's going to be 2 plus 5 times cos of 3 pi, right? Yeah, 3 pi, okay? Now, what is 3 pi? So 2 pi is, 2 pi, remember, 2 pi is 360. So we've gone to 360, like that. We go to 360, then we go back again, and then we go back to another pi, that's 180. And remember 180? 180 is minus 1, right? So that's going to be, let's go back to another pen. 2 plus 5 times minus 1, which is equals to minus 3. So 90 is also equal to minus 3. Let me make sure we're there. And then we go to the last one, which is 120. I'll write it on the, so I don't have to change the thing. So it's going to be 2 plus 5 times cos of 2 pi over 3. Because 120 goes into 363 times 6. Okay, and that becomes, this goes away, so this goes to 4, right? This goes to 2, so it's going to be 4 pi. So it's going to be 2 plus 5 times cos of 4 pi. Remember, 2 pi is 1. That's just 720. It doesn't really change. It's still going to be 1, so we're still going to get back to 7, right? So if we were to join this graph, it will look something like, okay, let me do better. So let's draw this graph. It will look something like this, going down and back up there, something like that, right? But not as sharp as I've drawn it here. This would probably be the turning point, and that would be the turning point, and yeah, this would be the turning point. So